The silence after a gunshot ended Charlie Kirk's life, but what his wife just said might change everything. Charlie Kirk, the well-known conservative activist and co-founder of Turning Point USA, was tragically killed. During the first leg of his America Comeback Tour, Charlie Kirk, a well-known conservative activist and co-founder of Turning Point USA, was tragically killed on September 10, 2025, at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. Shots were fired as Kirk was speaking in front of an audience, leaving his fans and the political community stunned. His wife Erika Kirk took the stage and spoke to the country for the first time just 2 days later. Erika, who is grieving, spoke in public with emotion and resolve, emphasizing that her late husband's vision and goal will endure. In her opening remarks, she praised Charlie as a leader, husband, and father while standing next to his vacant podcast chair. According to her, Charlie's life's work was far from an end. According to her, "You have no idea what you just unleashed over this entire country and this world if you previously believed my husband's purpose was powerful." She made a promise to keep going and served as a rallying call for people who supported Charlie's cause. Addressing the attackers directly, she referred to them as evildoers. She cautioned that the tears of this widow will resonate throughout the world like a battle cry, but she did not identify the alleged gunman. It was a defiant moment that transformed her private sorrow into a declaration of fortitude and tenacity. Erika Kirk's statement outlined the next steps. She gave supporters her word that Charlie's university tour would go forward as scheduled, guaranteeing that his presence and voice would continue to be heard across the nation. Additionally, she affirmed that his daily radio and podcast broadcasts, which were listened to by millions of people, will continue. There will also be significant events in the future, such as the America Fest conference organized by Turning Point USA in December. Erika made it clear that her husband's legacy would not be diminished, but would instead be accentuated following his passing. Her words were powerful, but they also showed intense personal grief at times. Erika fought back tears as she talked about having to tell their 3-year-old daughter about the tragedy. When the youngster inquired about her father, Erika responded, "Daddy is with Jesus on a work trip." The tragic event revealed the human cost of the public calamity. The sorrow to the family is exacerbated by Charlie leaving behind their little kid. Erika took the time to express gratitude to the Utah first responders who arrived on the scene quickly, and to the federal, state, and local law enforcement organizations for their prompt action in capturing the suspect. In particular, she praised President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance for their prompt outreach and condolences, and she acknowledged the great support that had been shown across. She said that their camaraderie and support were consoling during these trying times. The culprit has been named by the authorities as Tyler Robinson, a 22-year-old Utah resident who was arrested soon after the crime. Investigators are still trying to determine the shooting's motivations, and security at similar political rallies is being reassessed nationally. As Erika pointed out, Charlie Kirk was more than just a politician. Most importantly, he was a loving father and husband. She characterized him as a leader who motivated innumerable young Americans through his work with Turning Point USA, his media presence, and his relentless desire to influence the nation's future. He was a man of great faith and unshakable commitment to conservative ideals. She promised as she ended her speech that her husband's path would not finish with this awful incident, but rather would begin with something bigger. She asserted that even if Charlie's voice had been muffled in life, his goal will continue to be greater than before. To her, his murder had inadvertently sparked a fresh surge of vigor, resolve, and solidarity among his followers. There have been repercussions from Charlie Kirk's murder in American political and cultural spheres. His supporters have showered social media with compliments, and his political detractors have recognized the destructive power of such violence. There is no doubt that Erika Kirk has assumed responsibility for continuing her late husband's work and making sure his influence endures as the probe goes on. In addition to his political engagement, Charlie Kirk's narrative also includes family, faith, and a legacy that was cut short. Now, that story is changing into one of tenacity and resolve because of his widow's promise to keep going. A movement that started as a tragedy in Utah is rapidly growing, and Erika Kirk has pledged to lead it. Erika's impactful opening remarks guarantee that Charlie Kirk's name and vision will continue to be discussed in America for years to come, even as the country still struggles with the loss.